Hello and welcome to the weekly MANcast.
This week we're going to go in depth on the sport that is the only sport which should be called football. Football.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other name would be a disservice to this fine sport.
It's not North American football, it is football, okay?
Yes.
All you other countries should shut the fuck up because you're wrong.
Yep. I'm pretty sure there's more cash flow involved in American football than there is in Euro football. And Euros don't count as cash. Alright.
Anyway,
Today we're going to talk about the only football that matters, which is, of course, college football.
and the only college football that matters,
Which is, of course, Hawkeye
Iowa
football.
Yeah, Iowa Hawkeye football. You know, that's how we do it.
Yes.
We have dominated yet another team this week.
We have Iowa State, which is no surprise, really.
Yeah.
Although in the past, they usually put up a fight, but recently they have been very
Weak against Iowa.
Weak. I was going to say shitty, but weak works too.
Yeah.
However, they actually did score a touchdown.
Which messes with everything.
It's a disappointment because they haven't done that in, two
In
or 3
17
years?
quarters.
17 quarters they hadn't scored a touchdown. They finally scored a touchdown today. So even though we beat them, they kind of beat us on some level, which is a little bit of a disappointment. But, good job Iowa State for doing that. We still beat you, so scoreboard and all that stuff. But, congratulations. You're coming back. I'm glad because, honestly, the Hawkeye football rivalries are kind of pathetic these days.
Yeah, I mean, who do we have as rivals?
We have Iowa State. We have a trophy that we exchange with them, except we haven't exchanged in quite a long time because it's always just a big, good old-fashioned Iowa City ass-whooping when they come here.
Yeah, my freshman year was the last time that they beat us.
Yeah, and that was 3 years ago.
And I believe we've won it 23 times, and they've won it 11 times out of 34 meetings.
So, they used to be a good rivalry. At the moment, they're really not because the games are a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, another rival that we have is to our north.
Yes, Minnesota.
Their
home stadium, Kinnick North, and Kinnick North 2 now.
Yeah. The Minnesota State Golden Gophers, as we like to refer to them.
They haven't actually scored a point
on us.
On the Iowa Hawkeyes in 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years. They haven't scored a single point. And both of those games were home games in 2 different home stadiums.
Actually, no, we had one home game. They had the other home game.
We beat them at the Metrodome at the very last game they played at the Metrodome. That was 2 years ago.
Yep.
And then we beat them in
here.
their field.
We beat them here.
We haven't played them since.
We haven't played them in their new stadium yet.
They weren't here last year.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Look it up. They were not here. It was an away
game. I will
game.
look it up. I know it was here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have found it. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. I can't zoom in enough.
Oh. Well, at any rate, I was wrong, apparently, right?
Yeah.
Does that actually say I was wrong?
Yeah, it says Kinnick Stadium.
Yeah. Okay, so now that I think about it, I do actually remember them being here. I could have sworn that we played there, but I guess it doesn't really matter because they suck either way.
Yeah, they still haven't scored a point on us since my freshman year.
And it would have been like an away game regardless because it was a new stadium, so they wouldn't have been used to it.
And
not that it would matter.
That would have been their point of contention. Oh, it's not our normal stadium. We don't care. Wonderful. You still suck.
They really do. I mean, they're just awful. And the students really don't care about
They lost
them.
to South Dakota State this weekend.
They did. They lost to South Dakota. I honestly did not know that there were enough people in South Dakota to support an actual college football.
Well, see, that's why Sean Green came to Iowa.
Oh, right.
He's on the border of South Dakota and Iowa. So he came to Iowa to be with a good team in South Dakota.
Sean Green, by the way, is the shorter nickname for Sean Green, the ball carrier. A renowned former Hawkeye.
He now plays with the New York Jets.
Yes, my favorite team. The other rivalries we have, I believe are there 2 more or just one?
Just one.
Just the one? Okay.
Well, there's 2, but one of them's not really an actual trophy game rivalry.
Okay, I thought there was another one, but I can't remember it right now.
So Wisconsin is our other trophy game rivalry.
Of course, Wisconsin.
And we've only had 6 trophy game rivalry games with them.
Yes.
And because of the new conference alignment for next year,
Mm.
we won't be having that trophy every year.
Mm.
Good job, Big Ten.
That's annoying.
You guys suck.
Especially when they can somehow make it so that we play Iowa State every season, even though...
They're not in our conference. But
Right.
that's an in-state rival.
Right. You think we could do something similar, but it doesn't matter. But Wisconsin actually puts up a fight.
Yeah, they're actually considered the black horse of the Big Ten this year.
Really?
Yeah, they're projected to actually be ahead of us by the end, which I don't understand.
Well, no, that's good for us because we play better when we're the underdog.
Yeah, which is why we smashed Iowa State in Eastern Illinois.
Yes. But Wisconsin's actually pretty good, and the games against them are usually pretty good games to watch because it could go either way. It usually goes our way because we're better, but you never know. Now there's one more kind of unofficial rivalry we should probably talk about.
And it's only because we've been kicking some ass and taking names.
We have.
One name in particular.
Yes, and that name is Penn State.
Yes, and their head coach, Joe Paterno, who's been there for like twice my lifetime.
Mm. Penn State is a really good team. They have a huge stadium, huge budget. Just they're really good, and we really upset them 2 years ago when we kicked their ass.
Well, we didn't kick their ass, but we kicked a field goal to win the game when they were ranked number 3 and we were unranked.
Exactly. We kicked their ass because when you're an unranked team and you beat a very highly ranked team,
winning is kicking ass.
Ass. Scoring is
true.
kicking ass.
Yeah.
Scoring is putting up a good fight.
Yeah.
So we kind of upset them, and that really actually screwed with their rankings, and I think it did.
They were upset because I think they were actually in track to win the Big Ten and be in the national championship
and that just
game.
like ruined their entire season and made all of us very, very elatedly happy.
And then last year, we went to their stadium in the middle of a rainstorm.
Yep.
They had a whiteout with 107,000 Penn State fans.
Which was a pretty impressive sight, I must admit.
That was very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But it was all for nothing because they ended up losing the game.
And they still lost.
And that was really the beginning of our star defensive player, Adrian Claiborne.
Adrian Claiborne is a beast.
He blocked a punt and then returned it for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, me and Phil watched Waterboy yesterday.
Yes.
And we liken Adrian Claiborne to Bobby Boucher.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't matter what he does. He'll just dominate.
Yes. You do not get in the way of Adrian Claiborne if you want to survive. Clearly.
But if you want to die, I mean, you can. If you get in front of him, he'll kill you instantly.
Yes. I mean, he's kind of like Chuck Norris in that respect.
Yeah.
You know, all the old Chuck Norris jokes from 4 years ago back when that was cool and not annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Adrian Claiborne jokes are the new Chuck Norris. Get with the program, people.
Yes.
All right, on a final note, if you go to a school that is not Iowa or you go to Iowa, you're going to be familiar with this song. If not now, then very shortly, because this is the Iowa Has Won song.
And
it really sums up...
It sums up the whole domination aspect of Iowa football.
Exactly. So please enjoy.
See you next week.